Hey everybody, welcome back to another fantastic adventure here in the world of DnDTime. I am your other Dungeon Master, the one that's not Pete, which I guess just inherently makes me Jeremy, and I am joined by a fantastic cast of characters, as always. All returning players, but very few returning characters. Well, I guess 2 returning characters, so about 50. So let's just take a minute to introduce all of our wonderful characters tonight. First and foremost, we have our first Fungal Floran, or our first Floran at all, in the land of DnDTime. The Floran is a homebrew race that we all built together on stream during DnDTime Brews. If you're interested in that, check it out on Sundays. But our first Floran here in the land of DnDTime, Penneh, I believe, correct?
Yep.
Penneh, how you doing?
Penneh is good.
Penneh, what brings you out of your Floran home? I mean, what is your Floran home? And you're a fungal Floran, so you kind of look like a big mushroom friend.
Yes. Penneh go adventuring because Mr. Chefmancer said be good.
You're familiar with Clint Slaughter murder, then?
Yes, he lived near home.
So you live out in the Baradak Swamp. Exciting. So, Penneh, I'm wondering, what is it just because Clinton Slaughter murder told you to go adventuring?
He said Party Blue Wizard be helpful for me and help get stronger for village.
Oh, okay. So you're getting stronger to help all the other Florans. What's your role within Floran society? Are you like a warrior, or are you their leader or something?
No. Penneh is hunter.
Oh,
We
okay.
go hunt dead meats.
What?
Dead meats. Walking dead things.
You know what? Those are fairly abundant in the Baradak Swamp, so I guess it makes sense. Well, Penneh, welcome to Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime. Welcome to Bartholomew's Adventuring Company. I hope you get stronger so you can hunt more and bigger dead things. Or dead meats, my apologies.
Thank you.
Excellent. Next, we have Holly Tildrum. Holly, how you doing?
I'm okay, I think.
You think? You're not totally sure, though.
I've been thinking about it for a while.
Mm-hmm. Now, Holly, I heard that there's been a little something going on back up in the north.
I got a letter.
Oh, from who?
My brother, you know that last letter? You know the one that said he was coming to find me?
Mm-hmm.
It went to the wrong address. I wasn't supposed to get that one.
Oh, no. Who is it supposed to go for?
His target, his bounty.
Oh, I see. So it was like an intimidating letter.
Yeah. But he said, yeah, so some other criminal, some really mean guy, really got this really nice letter.
He's got a really nice letter. Huh. Well, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, at least he's alive. Like, I haven't seen him in like 4 years.
Well, so did you get another letter from him? Is that what you figured out, or?
Yeah, the letter said, "Oh, sorry."
My B.
And then I got 2 more letters after that of him explaining. I wish he would just write all his letters on one letter.
That would be so much. People don't do that, though. They just send lots of individual tiny letters.
I know the forest mail is really slow too, so it was like each day I got a different letter.
Is your brother also a Firbolg?
No.
I was just wondering. I don't mean to be rude.
He was. He died, and then he got reincarnated.
I see. So what is he now?
A tiefling.
Yeah. Oh, I see how that can go. Well, Holly, I'm sure someday you will find some sort of peace with your long lost. I'm sure everything. It's
Nah, I don't care.
You just don't care. Well, that's fine too. In the meanwhile, have some fun adventure.
Thank you.
Yeah, and welcome back, of course. Next tonight we have Baron Luten Plundaar, our definitely not Hobgoblin Sorcerer. Baron, how you doing? Baron,
Why did you say that word?
I just want to say.
Speaking of tieflings, look at these magnificent horns that I have.
Yeah,
I've got them all polished up today.
You look nothing like a hobgoblin.
Yeah, it's because I'm totally a tiefling. I thought we had cleared this up already multiple times.
Oh, I know. I feel obligated every time I look at you. Just it makes me think, wow, Baron, you look so little like a hobgoblin.
Absolutely.
Now, Baron, I wonder how are those trade contracts dealing with you? I know we've been wheeling and dealing all throughout the lands of DnDTime, getting some.
Well,
oh,
I've made my presence known in the realms. I've set up a trade post on the Kool-Aid Lake so I can get freshly smoked Swedish fish, as well as for the older people, I've collected some of the water from the Fountain of Youth, I believe is what it was.
Oh, you don't want to drink that.
Oh, I didn't drink it. It's for the old people, so they can feel young at heart again.
Oh no! Oh
yes.
Dear.
As well as I need to talk to this Lance fellow. He's got this amazing beard oil. I need to find out who his supplier is. Oh, and speaking of Mr. Slaughter Murder, or as Penneh called it, I learned a thing or two, and I will now be hosting a small shop in Central City featuring Osterducken.
Really?
Once a week.
That's once
a week.
Very frequent for Osterducken.
Yes.
Very dangerous.
Only if we can sell it all to the gnomes. I heard they had that feast and party for the dragon that we defeated went quite swimmingly about a month ago. Yeah, I think they would like to have some Osterducken.
I got a little caught up. What makes gnomes in particular good targets for selling horrible ostrich, turkey, duck monstrosity amalgamation?
Well, they can always trade it with the math goblins.
I don't know if they're going to be trading too much, but Plunder.
Never
Baron,
know.
I'm sorry, Baron. I'm certain that you know better than I do about this. You are, of course, the expert.
Yes, and well, the Trash King. I'm going to have to start getting something better than broken bottles. Perhaps if he could start giving me whole bottles, or at least
that might help.
It might help.
Well, good luck.
Oh, also, I got a present for you. Here's cotton candy. I hope you enjoy it.
Now, what's the gimmick on this cotton candy?
Oh, you don't remember on that adventure that we went to the Academy of Light?
I remember.
Yes, I think you have to roll for it.
Maybe I'll eat this later. This will be my dessert once DnDTime's over.
Absolutely, if you say so.
Well, welcome back, Baron Luten Plundaar. It is always a pleasure to have you.
Absolutely.
I think this is going to be quite up your alley. A well-trained entrepreneur as yourself. And
absolutely, trade contracts must be procured.
Last but certainly not least, Lord Snooty McTootington III.
Yes, that is correct. I am Lord Daniel Snootings Abernathy McTootington III, the heir of the McTootington estate and future head of House Grimgar. Pleasure to meet you.
House Grimgar?
Grimgar, yes.
But your last name isn't Grimgar.
No, it's an arranged marriage. We don't really talk much about it.
Okay, of course. So I apologize for just immediately jumping on that, Snooty. I'm sorry, Lord McTootington?
Yes, Lord McTootington, if you will.
Of course. Lord McTootington, what brings you into Bartholomew's employ?
Well, I heard tale of my grandfather a while back,
Mhm.
scouting out this place, and I have not heard back from him since.
Oh.
So I assumed it was a fine business if he was captured up in it.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure that's all it is. He's just really into his work here.
Of
Or
course.
whoever it might be. Well, Master Tootington, is there anything else that particularly interests you? I mean, you have quite the pedigree behind yourself.
Well, I think so. I am quite the boxer as well. Lord McTootington is a very tall fellow. 6'3", I think is how tall he is.
It's very big.
6'2",
Well, I
yes.
guess it's big compared to me.
And he always wears a really fine suit with a set of overalls and shorter sleeves than normal, and he's got his jacket over his shoulder. He's also always wearing boxing gloves.
Well,
And he's got this nice handlebar mustache.
Lord McTootington, I'm sure with a mustache like that and boxing gloves as such, you're destined for success here in Bartholomew's Adventuring Company. So welcome to the land of DnDTime. I'm sure you're going to have a great time.
Of course.
Finding your long lost. Was it grandfather?
Yes, my grandfather. Lord Daniel Abernathy Snooting... sorry, I mixed that up. Lord Daniel Snooting Abernathy McTootington the First.
Of course. Well, and for the rest of you, welcome again. As we dive into tonight's episode, your adventure is probably the easiest adventure you've ever been tasked with. At least that's what you think as soon as you're told. You're to head to Central City, and wherein an elderly wizard by the name of Grandarf seeks your assistance in getting her groceries. So
One must always help the elderly.
So you've made your way to Central City. Central City is a busy and bustling place. It is somewhat of an industrializing area, as much as one can be in a fantasy realm. There are magically enhanced street lights that provide light. The roads are cobblestone paved, and even the occasional horseless carriage can be seen driving around, whether moved by arcane or otherwise more mechanical means. But as you walk down the road, you come to a somewhat out-of-place small cottage, which still stands among the much taller buildings that have grown up all in Central City. It's got a white picket fence. It has some nice blue shutters and a red kind of tile roof. As you approach, you see an open window with some white curtains behind, and a delicious-smelling pie rests upon it. It's about 10 feet away. There's a small walkway which leads right up to the front door. What do you all do as you approach this house? The house of Grandarf the Wizard.
Penneh is looking around because she in big city first time.
This
I would
is
like to
normal.
see. I would like to see if there is a maximum capacity for this house. It seems to be some sort of dining establishment. Does she have the proper permits in place?
Well, as you look at it, it looks like it's not a dining establishment. It looks like it's just someone's home. There's no
Then
sign.
why put pie on the window?
It looks piping hot.
Holly is gonna try to steal the pie.
Okay, Hala, you sneak over. Are you trying to sneak over, or just walking over and taking it?
I'm gonna totally just take it.
Okay, you walk over, you pick up the pie.
What are you doing?
That is totally not yours.
You can.
It's totally mine now.
No, it is not. You must put it back.
You smell.
Well,
it.
if you look at it in
Blueberry
terms
pie.
of possession is 9/10 of the law, perhaps, but it was on that windowsill, so
Well, now it's in my hand.
Yeah, it's a little toasty. You have to kind of pass it between your I imagine you have like large kind of you're like a small giant, effectively, right?
Yeah, I'm like 8 feet tall, man.
Yeah, so you're passing it between your very large hands, and it cools down a little bit. There's a
Well,
nice
I
summer
never-
breeze, and you can smell just the very potent smell of blueberry, aroma of blueberry wafting up from it.
oh, really? I would like to do something.
Okay.
I'm gonna do this. and I want to make it smell like the most vile fart he has ever smelled in his life. Now is coming from the pie.
And as you kind of smell this delicious wafting blueberry, you suddenly get this awful just slam of sulfur hits your nose.
I'm gonna do this
You make it smell
and
blueberry.
make him smell terrible instead.
Oh god! And
It only works in like a very small radius.
it's a 5 foot
Just
square.
your
What?
face.
Yeah.
Just your face.
Boom! I've cast it again, and it smells like flowers all around me.
Snooty is walking away at this moment and going to ring the doorbell.
Yeah, there's like a little door knocker as these two are just casting prestidigitations back and forth in a small fight. Snooty, you walk up to her. There's a small brass knocker.
I will, of course, knock it 3 times. No
you-
more, no less.
You knock it 3 times, and you hear a voice call through from somewhere inside. Oh, hello! Who's there? Is that Bartholomew's Adventurers? Please come in. The door's unlocked.
Indeed it is. I'm going to open the door
Okay. Yeah.
and walk through.
You open the
And you will
door.
follow.
Yeah, Penneh right behind. I imagine Holly and Baron will follow behind them, but like there's still some looks. But Holly, you still have the pie. Of course.
I'm gonna cast one more prestidigitation, and on his face, it's gonna say, "I stole your pie."
I'm gonna raise the pie high enough so she can't see it.
Just like hold the pie in front of the thing. So, Holly, you gotta kind of duck as you go through the door, just a little bit. It's just a little too small of a roof. Actually, it only stands like 8 feet total, so you're very, very tight for you. But the rest of you all enter in no problem. As you enter into the house, you look around and you see a very homely-looking area. There's a nice, beautiful little rug. There's a very old-looking leather sofa, or not leather, but like kind of a velvet, not velvet, like a
Velour?
linen sofa. Yeah, velour. Thank you. Velour sofa. It's got some what looks like half-finished quilts on it. Some knitting supplies around. You see a very fine oak table laid out in front, a few pictures on the wall of what look like maybe grandchildren, and about 22 cats as you walk in are just kind of all over the place. Meow, meow. A couple of them come up to like nuzzle at your feet. Just
Holly's gonna start. Holly's gonna start gathering cats.
Okay, yeah, they seem well trained in balancing on people. Holly, can you roll me an acrobatics check? Or an animal handling check. You can actually roll either.
I see where this is going.
Okay, Holly, you're able to balance 13 cats on you.
I will be also just carrying 1 cat in my arms and petting it as I'm going through the house.
Absolutely, yeah. You're all kind of in this sitting room area. There are a few other small, like, wicker chairs set out for you all. But you hear the voice call out from the kitchen. Oh, just a moment. I'll be right there. And a few minutes later, you hear, like, a tuk, tuk, tuk of, like, a cane on the floor as a very elderly-looking woman kind of walks out. She's wearing a kind of a blue dress. She's got her gray hair tied back in a bun. On her dress are just pictures of different cats.
Why, hello, fair maiden.
And yeah, she's got a big set of round, thick spectacles. As she kind of smiles at all of you. It's just, oh, you're Bartholomew's Adventurers then?
Yes.
I'm Grandarf.
Lord McTudington will stand and bow slightly. Good evening, ma'am.
Ah, yes. Very good, young man. Bowing before your elders. You know, you don't have to do that. I'm not that old yet.
Not to be outdone, you see a very exaggerated bow from Baron Luten Plunder. Why, hello, fair maiden.
I must represent my house to its fullest, so of course I will show you the greatest kindness I can.
Oh, whatever. And she looks over toward you, Holly. Oh, this one knows where it's at. Give me a slice of that pie.
I'm not sharing.
Oh, but I made that pie for all of us.
No, it's mine.
She looks at you with a very, not really sad face, but a confused looking face as you kind of like hold the pie up away. Like, oh, fine. Anywho, we're heading to the market today because I need to get some spell components and groceries so I can make more pies.
Yes, of course.
Penneh won't know what spell components.
Oh, that's all right. I have a list that you all will need to get. So if you'll come with me, we can head out to the market now, and then when we come back, we can make some more pie. And then everyone can have one.
Before we start going, I would ask if there's anything on that list that Penneh could produce using her flower power.
Well, perhaps. Can you produce bread?
Penneh no can.
Okay. Can you produce butter?
Penneh no can.
What about cat litter? I need a lot of cat litter. Regardless, we need to go to pick up my 3 new cats, so. Come on, enough dilly-dally.
Penneh wants to figure out what is a cat, because she's pretty much been stuck in the swamp a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Holly bags up 3 cats in his backpack because he's going to keep them.
Oh my god! You cat burglar!
The cat is kind of meow. They seem like they aren't like fighting you at all.
I am going to set one of the cats down, and when Holly is not looking, I will cut the bottom of the bag with one of my sharpened combs.
All right, can you roll a sleight of hand check then?
Would that be against anything of mine? Oh, God.
Yes, that would be contested by your passive perception.
Oh lord!
Oh, no, you definitely did it.
Oh wait! I want to see. I want to see if I see this.
You Oh, no, I don't think anyone sees this. This is a very high sleight of hand. Snooty, you slice the bottom, and actually, what's your passive perception?
Mine?
Snooty. Yeah.
12.
Okay, you see 2 cats fall out, and you think, oh, that's all of them. Because that's all you only saw them stuff 3 in there.
Yes, must.
Or you didn't see all 3, I'm sorry. You only noticed the last 2.
I still
Penneh
did
has
pretty good, but
14.
not that good.
So
Let me have my cats.
Do I see any cats fall out?
yes, you see 2 cats fall out.
Okay.
Anyway,
Excellent.
Grandarf's like out the door and along the little pathway that leads up to her house. She calls back, "Are you all coming? Come on, we need to go quickly. They're only open for a short time today."
Yes, of course.
Penneh follows.
Please,
Okay.
everyone, out the door.
She
Holly goes.
And on the way, Penneh's gonna be asking like a bunch of questions that will be kind of out of place, like what are cats, what do cats do, and all that, because she has no idea what a cat is.
Yeah, I mean, Grandarf tells you all about her cats, her 144 beautiful children. And she just goes on and on and on and on about her cats as you're just walking through Central. And as you are traveling, you begin to get into progressively more and more bustling areas until you find yourself in what is a veritable bazaar. There are shops all about, stands and stalls marketing various goods. You hear people yelling out, "Get your apples here! Everybody apples!" Another person is calling out, "Hear ye, hear ye!" Trying to talk about some like play that's going on at the Central City Theater. And another person yelling out, "Extra, extra, read all about it! Animals terrorize Easttown!" Just trying to sell his broadsheet papers to whomever would buy them for a copper. And as you arrive, a few of the shops probably catch your various eyes. All sorts of different things are available here. However,
all of Penneh's eyes.
yeah, Penneh, this is an incredible place with so many people and goods for sale. There are even some stalls that are just selling spices, things that you could just make. But as you all kind of
Are
look
there
around-
any interesting spices that I have never seen that seem interesting possible trade contracts?
Yeah, one guy he's actually a very strange looking Floran. You think he's a Floran, you're not entirely certain. He looks kind of like a mushroom person, but he's got very, very red looking skin, and that big cap on top of his head is like green instead of like the normal kind of red cap. And he's selling what he calls 100% pure capsaicin.
Capsaicin.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. What is this capsaicin?
Can Penneh also roll like nature probably with an advantage since he's from the swamp?
Yeah, I mean, you all know what capsaicin is. Or if you don't, he explains it to you relatively easily. It's spice, powdered pepper. And you get the idea that maybe this person is not a mushroom person, but a pepper person. And as you are talking with this guy a little bit, Grandarf kind of... Actually, we have to quickly get going. My shopping list is very long. Got a lot to do.
Yes,
I will be back,
Okay.
good sir, to talk about more of this capsaicin.
Penneh will keep up with Grandarf.
The spice
And,
guy is like, yeah, we'll talk about it later. And you, I guess, head off with Grandarf. What was that?
Lord
Yes.
McTudington is rushing everyone along and keeping his eyes specifically peeled on Holly.
Holly's looking for animals to steal.
Are there any cats following him now?
Yeah, it looks like... No, actually, there are no cats. None of the cats followed you outside of Grandarf's house.
Yeah, but while we're walking down the street, I cast that prestidigitation with catnip on his boots.
I still don't think you have any cats out here is the problem. It's just too much noise and chaos. There's a lot of people here. It's very crowded.
Well,
Anyway, as you're all kind of there, Grandarf leads you to her first stop. It's a very large stone building, and it's just labeled Baker's. And Grandarf says, all right, well, here you go. And she hands you guys a pouch of coins. And she says, all right, so I need you all to go in there and get me some bread. I'm
Yes, of
afraid of
course.
the baker. I don't want to go in there. He's very large.
Of course, I will do it right away.
absolutely.
Snooty
I will-
will wait for her to hand him the coins and then go into the bakery.
Hands you a pound of coin or pouch of coins. It looks like it's silver in there. And
All right.
I will also go in with Snooty McTootington.
mhm. So yeah,
Penneh will stay behind with Grandarf.
okay. Sure. So Grant, as you're kind of staying behind, and everyone else is heading in, Grandarf looks at you and says, "What are you doing? You need to go carry bread. We're getting a lot of it."
Oh, okay. And then Penneh will go inside then.
Okay. As you enter, there's like the ting bell of you enter the building, and you look around, and you can just see there are not a lot of people in here. The big stone doors heavily muffle the sound of the crowd outside. But as you look around, there are large stone shelves and aisles all throughout this building. On the far end, you can see a great big, the shadows of a great big fire. Can't really see it directly because of all the aisles. And yeah, you hear like a kind of sound, someone humming to themselves at the far end of this bakery. It smells delicious.
Oh, I love it here.
All these different aromas of bread.
You know, I've always wondered what it was like, what it would be like to taste the food of the peasants.
Holly's still eating that pie.
Yeah, are you just eating it with your hands?
Yeah.
It's really good pie, Holly. I think it's probably all over your hands and probably a little over your face at this point.
Holly
Is
has
it
no
like-
manners.
Is there like bread or bread-like items around the shelves and whatnot?
There's bread all over the shelves. Yeah, all
Okay,
on.
so Penneh's probably looking at him like wondering what is that.
I'm confused.
It's
Well-
human. food.
Snooty will definitely go up to the back end, just talk with the baker and get the bread that she has ordered. Grandarf.
Yeah, as you approach that far end and you come around the corner, you can see the baker full on. He's a very large, I'm sorry, not large, a massive creature, towering almost 12 feet tall. Looks very much like a man, except for the fact that their body seems to be made of hundreds and hundreds of tiny little rocks that all fit together very snugly. He's just a large rock person. And he's got an apron on, and he's kind of kneading some bread on the counter. Behind him, you see a very large oven fitting for his size, and a massive kind of tray that would be used to slide the bread in and out. And he looks over, noticing you. Why, hello.
Hello. We are here on behalf of Grandarf.
Okay. What do you want?
She has a bread order, no?
No one really orders bread. You just kind of come here and buy the bread.
Well, we are here for specifically this many bread.
Are the rest of you just kind of following Snooty, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay, so you all else follow around the corner. He takes the coin pouch and looks at it. There's a lot of bread. What kind of bread would you like?
I will read whatever kind. I remember whatever kind she told us to get.
She didn't tell you.
And we're going to make pies with it.
The good kind of bread.
Probably a pie crust.
We have toast. We have sourdough bread. We have baguettes. We have
Okay,
bread.
Penneh will probably, while he's talking, he's going to probably go out there and ask what kind of bread she wants.
I think we were going to use it for pie, so a pie crust. Do you have those?
Pie crust. Yes, I have pie crust.
I wanted to
go with
that to see if I could remember from my experiences with the kitchen and ordering many things, if there was a specific kind of bread that tended to go well with baked goods.
Yeah, rolls generally go really well. Rolls are great.
Yeah, Penneh's going to talk to Grandarf and ask, what kind of bread?
So Penneh walks out, and Plundaar, you're just buying the pie crusts?
Pie crusts.
Yeah, okay, so he gives you like a huge leaning stack of pie crusts, basically. Says, all right, there you go.
Oh, well, all right. I will take half of them.
Okay, yeah, they're hefty, but you each have this like 3.5 foot tall stack of pie crusts you're holding. You make your way out. Penneh, you're the next one out, and you see Grandarf is just kind of standing where she was. She's talking to like a random passerby, and she notices you approach and says, "Oh, hello there, small little mushroom friend. Where's the bread?"
I won't know what kind of bread you want.
"Oh, the best bread, the garlic bread."
Okay.
Oh.
And then Penneh will go inside and remember you said she gave each and every one of us a bag, right?
No, she gave you the one sack of money.
It's all right. I have my own money. After all, I am Lord Snooty McTootington III.
You enter back in, Penneh, just in time to turn and see the rest of your party. Holly's still like licking their fingers, covered in pie. At this point, Holly's face is just stained blue with pie. All of their.
I was kind of blue, anyways.
Oh yeah, I'll look to him and say, Miss Lady, say garlic bread.
Oh, this is not garlic bread. What is garlic bread? I'm gonna throw the stack of pies that I'm holding on top of Plundaar's stack of bread and grab my own sack of coins. I will have that many of garlic bread, whatever that is supposed to be.
Do I catch the crusts?
I was gonna ask you to roll. Yes, you do. You catch it, wavering a little bit.
Oh Lord! Gotta be careful with that.
You walk over to the man standing, or the Earth man standing behind the counter. He says, "What is this?"
Apparently, she needs garlic bread.
No, what is the coins? He looks down and kind of throws shifts a couple around on the on the counter. These are not good here.
They are silver coins.
They are not magically enchanted. You see, I am a Dao. I serve only in magical items of property.
Well, would it be possible to exchange those then? The pie crusts.
All sales are final.
You see what you have done, Baron Luten Plunder?
I set the pies down. I go to the corner of the shop. I take my own coin purse and enchant the coins with some prestidigitation to make them extra shiny. And go back to the counter. Well, good sir, will these work for some garlic bread?
Looks at them. Can you roll me a deception check?
Absolutely.
He looks at them, and actually, I'll roll for his insight over this. See if you've pulled the wool over his eyes. His regular eyes. They're not proverbial.
Damn it.
He looks at you. No can do. Are you trying to trick me, small person, or have you been duped yourself?
Possibly duped.
Okay, then Penneh would probably just carefully walk up to the counter and ask if the guy's breads ever use special herbs or whatnot.
We do have delicious herb bread. We serve many different kinds of bread here, including focaccia bread and white bread and wonder bread and buns and ciabatta bread.
Is there garlic bread laying out?
Oh yes, there's garlic bread. There's
God.
the most garlic bread, just everywhere.
Yeah,
Holly's gonna steal garlic bread.
Okay.
I was gonna say, Penneh will probably pull out her pouch and bring out lay it out and where she has all the herbs and spices she has produced from her own body, just out there, see if there's anything that catches his eye.
Holly's gonna try to steal garlic bread.
Holly, can you roll me a stealth check or a sleight of hand check? You can choose whichever you prefer. As you try and swipe a
Oh my god!
So, Holly, you just pick up. Oh Jesus! Whoa!
Sorry about that.
Plundaar, you gotta be careful. That sound was horrific.
I bet it was.
Anyway, so Holly, you go to grab one of the pieces of garlic, and you get it. The problem is there's just a blue smear all over the place there where you had picked it up off the shelf, and the Dow's looking directly at you. And it just kind of looks at all of you and really.
I'm gonna use my hidden step ability.
That will be him.
Okay, everybody, I'm gonna need you to roll for initiative now.
Oh god.
I'm just up there instantly showing off the herbs and whatnot. So y'all ruined it.
Oh god, that's horrible.
As you look up at the Dow just looks furious.
What have you done? How
You
dare
dumbass! You dumbass!
I got problems.
The klepto! The klepto!
The Dow is going to run up toward you, or to where you were, Holly. And he's going to cast Detect Magic and see your invisibility. And I think that's the end of his turn, unfortunately, though. He can only do one action. It's your turn, Penneh. This large earth man just leapt over the counter, ran past you and said, "Hey, what are you doing? Don't steal my things!" Actually, if you wanted, you and Plundaar and Snooty could make an opportunity attack if you'd like.
Could I make an attack on Holly?
Unfortunately not. Holly's too far away.
What,
And you
even
don't
from my
see them.
longbow?
You don't see them right now. They're invisible. The Dow
Okay.
can see them, but you can't. Would you like to do
then I guess I probably won't really attack him since I don't really know what's going on. So instead, I'll probably kind of step back to a wall or something, and just probably ready an action just in case, ready a bow or something.
Just shoot me.
If he attacks, if I see him attack actually attack someone, then yeah,
Okay.
maybe.
So you'll attack anyone who attacks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. All right. I respect that. I see it. Okay. All right, Snooty, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
This is.
Thou looks furious.
I am going to stand aside, furrowing my brow and massaging it, as this is the most annoying thing I've had to deal with since last week. And then I'm going to ready my action to punch whoever gets, whoever decides to attack, I guess.
Okay. Holly, what would you like to do? I think you're still invisible to the end of your turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The Dow's
Are you
right
guys
next
gonna
to
attack
you.
me if I get in the way?
You're like only about 10 feet from the door if you want to make a break for it. The Dow would get an opportunity attack, though.
You were the cause of this. Of course we would attack you.
Oh geez. I'm gonna run away, but I'm gonna cast shield as a reaction if he does attack me. Is that possible?
Yeah, I mean, you could if he attacks you. So you run to the door and you're just booking it outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the garlic bread. I'm gonna grab some garlic bread on the way.
You can grab more garlic. Run on this side of it, check.
Wait, is the Dow? Is the
Oh, geez, I
Dow?
drop it.
Oh my God!
So,
Is the Dow like facing away from us all?
Yes, he's facing away from you all.
Is there garlic bread near me?
There's garlic bread all over the place. It seems like all the shelves are filled with garlic bread.
Oh God!
So what you see is Holly goes to book it and tries to grab a piece of garlic bread off the one of the other shelves, but accidentally just slams into the shelf, shoulders it. It smears with blue, and then the shelf, almost in slow motion, tips back and hits another shelf, which then begins to fall. And about half of the shelves on the top side of the store just all fall over domino style. Holly, you run out the door, and the Dow is just like, "What are you doing?" But he doesn't attack you. He's just baffled. Please, you're destroying my store.
Oh God!
So
Can
Holly,
I hide?
You're invisible. You bolt out the door. Everyone hears the ching of the bell, and as soon as you come out the door, you see Grandarf standing out there, and she's like, "Oh, my bread, wonderful!" And she just kind of waves her wand. And the blue is cleaned all off your hand. She pressed it to change.
Mission complete.
But the bread is still there. You're still holding all the bread. You only have one loaf, though. Like, that would do. Plundaar, what would you like to do? Is you are now in the semi-destroyed store, the very angry, like he was befuddled before, now he looks pissed.
I'm just gonna get my pie crusts and stack them back up and be like, okay. I don't know what the hell this other guy's doing. I've purchased this bread. I would like to leave.
Can you roll me a persuasion check?
Sure. Jesus, that was horrible.
The Dow looks towards you and says, "My
Fuck.
you were with him! No, none of you can leave until this damage to my store has been repaired."
Well, fine. How about this? And then I'd start casting prestidigitation and start cleaning everything up.
There's so much bread all over the ground. It's gonna take you forever. Like, you know.
Can I get
that's
some
not-
help?
Okay. So
I'm looking at the other two.
start trying anyway.
Can we pick this stuff up?
The Dow is fuming. He doesn't act, but he crosses his arms and stands in front of the door menacingly. Penneh, what would you like to do?
Okay, so Penneh, she did grab her own pouch, which she had laid out all her herbs and stuff beforehand, but she will non-threateningly walk up to Dow, I guess that's his name, and ask if she can actually help clean up the store.
Yes, please. Your friend has destroyed my store.
That's not Penneh's friend. Penneh barely know him.
Can you roll me a persuasion check?
This is gonna be tough.
Watch you pass it, though.
Looks at you. Oh. You were not with them then? I'm sorry. It's embarrassing. My store is not normally like this, I promise. Normally, the things don't fall down and there are not crazy people covered in blue paint smearing stuff all over. Please, you can go, Fred. And he gestures for you to leave.
Okay, Penneh just nods and just walks out the door.
I'm also going to cast Mage Hand, and it's going to start putting the bread on the... Jesus. Oh, this Holly is going to pay.
Snooty will walk up, give the man a bow. I apologize for that oaf's behavior. I am Lord Snooty McTootington III, and I can assure you my family will reimburse the damage that fool has done to your shop.
I've never heard of you, McTootington.
We recently moved to the area, but we are well stocked in funds.
How am I supposed to know you can make through with what you're saying?
I show him my signet ring as well as the coin that I currently have. But on top of that, I have a few powerful mages in my family that might be able to help.
Mages? It could be good. Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay, I don't actually have things set up to be able to do advantage, so let me just...
That's fine, you
do
just
that
roll
real
twice.
Persuasion with advantage. 20.
He looks at you and kind of takes in what you said. All right, fine. But we need to talk for a moment. Your strange tiefling friend can go, I suppose.
That is fine. Of course.
You talk with the Dow for a few minutes and exchange some information.
Also, I don't know if this is going to help at all, but...
That is precisely what just helped you, actually. But yeah, you discuss with him, and basically you make a big deal about how your family can help him out, but you're not certain you can really hold up on it.
As soon as I go out, do I see Holly?
Yeah, you see Holly. She's standing.
And I
with
bring
Penneh
the stack
and
of pie crust as well.
Yes, and you have your stack of pie crust, and you all kind of make your way back out into the crowd and out of the bakery.
Grandarf, please tell us exactly.
Holly said, "You big trouble."
Look, I look straight at Grandarf. Please tell us exactly what kind of bread you would like. And as soon as I see Holly, I take one of the pies in the tin and throw it directly at her face. His face. Directly at his face.
Holly, throw the pie at you.
I want to try to catch it because it looks delicious.
Holly catches the pie, and it's not as good without when it's just a crust, but it's still okay.
Holly
And
just
you're
like
moments
food.
later.
Don't worry, the small little mushroom one brought out my garlic bread. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant the large one who ate my pie. Everything's all good. Let's move on. I have many more groceries to pick up.
A moment later, Snooty comes out after bowing to the big stone man again.
The stoneman's like, yes, Mr. Tootington, please come back anytime. We have much to discuss.
Holly was around the corner.
Holly's just hiding behind something. Awkwardly hiding behind a sign that's not big enough to hide Holly. And you make your way through the rounds. Grandarf has a couple other groceries to pick up. There's some butter she mentioned earlier. And there is
Cat litter.
some cat litter. So who's going to carry? You each have to carry something, pretty much. So who wants to carry the bread?
Definitely not Holly. Holly will
I'm
eat
already
it all.
holding it.
Holly
It's mine.
needs to eat. Holly needs to carry the cat litter, and I think he should eat some as well.
It's 147 pounds of cat litter.
He's the
He
big
can
one,
handle it.
remember? He's the big giant man.
He can handle it, I'm sure.
That's
Who's gonna
correct.
carry all this cat litter?
The big man, the one that ate your pie. By the way, have you seen his forehead?
No, I'm half blind.
Oh, well, I'm sure the rest of the crowd
Oh.
can see it.
Holly did press edition on his forehead and he wrote, "Didn't steal your pie."
Oh, God.
Well, Okay, so who's gonna carry what? Right now you have.
I'll carry the cat litter.
Holly's gonna carry the 147 pounds of cat litter. So that's a little difficult. And you're gonna carry the bread, Snooty. Is that what I was hearing?
I shall carry the bread. Yes.
Okay.
And I've still got a bunch of
I'll
pie
carry
crusts.
whatever the last thing is.
And I've still got pie crust for I don't know. I still have pie crust. I don't know why, but
Yes, the pie crust.
That's wonderful. We can make pies with those.
And as you go to her next stop, she visits a what looks like it's called the cat orphanage. But she just walks in, and when she comes out, she's got 3 more cats in her arms. And she says,
Oh, these are my new 3 kitten friends.
They are so adorable, Grandarf.
Yes, they're absolutely wonderful. This one's name is Chubbly, this one's name is Snubbly, and this one's name is Ralph Waldo Emerson. Don't you just look like a little Emerson?
He doesn't. I actually know an Emerson. He looks just like that.
I know.
May their fluffiness enhance your life tremendously.
Holly
Penny will
wants
kind
cat.
of like carefully pet one of them.
okay, the cat just purrs. It seems to like your pets.
Holly looks at the cat with great want.
Great want. And all 3 of the cats get piled on top of you, Penneh. They're all just kind of standing on top of your big mushroom top head. Because you have like
Yeah,
a
I'll
big
try to keep them balanced up there.
They're balanced right now, but it could be dangerous in the future.
Penneh is confident.
Mm-hmm. And as you're traveling through, she says,
All right, we have one last stop. This one's the really important one because, well, he's not here very frequently.
And as you're kind of walking, the sound of the talking kind of dies away. And you find yourselves walking into a dark kind of alleyway away from the crowd. As you walk, the darkness seems to kind of pool in over you. The light from the sky above, despite the fact that you're just in an alley, the blue sky looks darker, grayer.
Penneh casts her dancing lights from spores.
Even your dancing lights seem to fade and become less vibrant than usual as you walk down the alley. And right as you feel the darkness beginning to loom and almost overtake you, you can see right ahead of you a simple rickety wooden door. Above it, a sign reads, Slaughter Murder Gourmet. And Grandarf looks to you.
All right, everyone, we're gonna go meet my friend Clinton. He runs this place. He has only the greatest for gourmet foods. He's got something very special in store, special orders for me. So we're gonna have to be very careful.
She
Is
goes,
the chef master here?
Oh,
Yes,
Chef Romancer's
it's
here.
Chefromancer.
Oh, I've heard of him.
I've met with him thanks to
Penneh
Crixus.
know him good.
she opens the door, and on the inside you can see that there is an old dusty counter. You see, that's all though. It's a fairly small room with a counter.
Holly draws on the counter.
You see a tall, not that tall, a fairly average-sized man standing behind the counter. He has kind of chestnut-colored hair, short cut, and a very well-trimmed goatee right now, of a similar color. And he looks at each of you and says, "Ah, hey, Grandarf, how are you?"
Oh, it's wonderful, Clinton. How are you?
"Oh, you know, I'm all right." "Oh, Bartholomew's Adventure. Penneh, how are you? Been a long time."
Hey, Mrs. Chef Master, how you do?
"I'm doing great. Have you been enjoying your time adventuring?"
So far.
And hello, everyone else. Have we met
Hello.
before? He looks
I
toward you,
am-
Plundaar. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we've talked about some food deals, right?
Absolutely.
I apologize, everyone else.
I don't know you.
That's
Hello.
all right. My
It's
name's
probably
Sebastian.
best you don't get to know this one too well.
Yes, he has sticky fingers. I am
Yes.
Lord Daniel Snooting's
Don't tell
Abernathy
him.
McTootington III. Pleasure to meet you.
Everyone's got sticky fingers sometimes. And Grandarf says,
All right, enough with the pleasantries. I'm having enough time talking to myself. let's get the last piece.
All right, right this way. So, as you know, I'm not in here very frequently. I don't make my way to Central City, but every once in a while we have a special order. Kind of leads you down a hallway, the back door, and leads you into this dark, mysterious hallway. And there's just a single door at the end. It's all right. Right through that door, you'll find your order. Grandarf, just be careful.
Oh, I'll be fine. I've gotten them plenty of times before.
All right. The rest of you, be careful too. Those guys are nothing to shake a stick at. I mean, unless that's kind of your. I've seen people hit people with sticks. Anyway, good luck. He goes back toward the front. Grandarf turns toward all of you.
All right, so the last thing on my list is a very important spell component. Well, it's not really a spell component. I use it to bake all of my pies.
Oh, what is it?
It's the heart of a demon.
Oh, Lord.
It's a particularly difficult thing to get because when demons die, they just melt back into the chaos stuff of the abyss. So you kind of have to hold them down and wrench it out while they're still kicking. So I'm going to need you all to hold down those little buggers while I can cut their hearts out.
I see.
Penneh will do.
She
I like
draws
this
a little
lady.
knife.
Well,
All right, let's
it is
go.
reducing chaos. I think I can get behind this.
I'll pull out my sharpened combs.
I get my rod of lordly
for longbow.
I
So you
get
all draw
my
your weapons.
I get my rod of lordly prestidigitation.
So you're all ready to roll on Grandarf says,
Remember, we don't want to kill them. We need them alive to get their hearts. All right, get ready.
Penneh understand.
Rush in and hold them down, boys.
and this old elderly lady kicks in the door and it just flies open. And you can
Jesus.
see, looking inside, there are a bunch of these squat humanoid-like figures. They're only about 2.5, 3 feet tall. They're totally gray-skinned. That almost looks like it's like melted on them. Slightly decaying in places. They've got these weird, like their arms are normal length, normal human-sized length for their horrible squat stature. And as they kind of like hobble around, you recognize these as the least of possible of demons. These are Maine. And she says, "All right, get them."
Okay.
All right. Can you roll for initiative?
Yes. Oh, that's a terrible initiative.
Oh,
Wow.
Of course, the Baron goes first.
And we roll for the mains. All right, mains did pretty good. All right, Baron, what would you like to do?
I'm going to do this.
Okay. You cast Bless. What is your Bless? Are you like...
My bless, by the power of the green sun and his almighty gaze upon all that is order amongst the chaos, may my true allies be assisted in their endeavors. I will then put it on myself and Snooty McTootington, as well as Penneh, but definitely not Holly because he's got sticky fingers.
Okay. So Plundaar, you bless everyone. Do you want to move in at all? You see about like maybe a dozen mains in that room. Mains
I'm not
being
going in
demons.
just yet. I'm gonna hold my movement for now.
You see the
Yeah.
mains. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But if they look like they're gonna start like trying to escape, I will like attempt to block the door.
Okay.
Yes.
So you look, as you all look forward, you see these horrible squat little demons like look back viciously toward you, and then they all look at Grandarf, and you see their face go like, uh-oh, and they like begin to run toward the walls and start smashing at the walls trying to escape. Snooty, it's your turn.
I will
Grandarf is standing
immediately
there with a
rush
knife and her cane.
I will immediately rush in and grab one of them and slam him on the ground.
Okay. That would be an athletic check to grapple him. They have advantage currently because they are struggling for their lives. and they know exactly what's going to happen. As you try and grapple him, he's like, he smacks you twice with his hands and runs away.
Good lord, this is gonna be horrible.
So you got to grab and just gets away. Anything else you want to do?
Okay, I suppose.
You have the feeling like if
That's
you
an
hurt
attack
them-
action. Is that technically an attack action that try to grapple?
It is one of your attacks, yes.
Okay, in that case, bonus action. That's it. To hit him while he's running.
Yeah, you have a feeling that if you like damaged them but didn't kill them, they probably would lose that advantage because they'd be weaker. You absolutely hit with a 16. 7 points. Oh right, yeah, he doesn't quite die. So one of the mains, you just like punch in the head and it's just, and he looks very, very, very injured. Anything else you'd like to do?
Well, I can't really do anything else,
Okay.
so I'll just kind of hover over him for a moment, just staring down at him menacingly.
Penneh, what would you like to do?
Okay, Penneh will try to enter the room, but say somewhat near the door. And would it be possible to try to like take a shot from my longbow into like one of their legs?
Yeah, absolutely. The problem is like these things don't have a lot of health, so if you roll really well, you could kill it. But you probably won't. Odds are not high.
Okay, I'll just like I said, try to shoot one of them in the leg, or
Okay.
at least around the foot.
Sure. Unfortunately, you actually miss with that. You fire and it just kind of goes while you're aiming for the foot, and it's just a very hard target to connect. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I don't think there's anything else I can do at the moment.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if you guys had bonus actions or not. Holly.
I'm just gonna start spamming sleep spells.
Oh, jeez. You just cast sleep. Oh, man. Okay, can you roll your sleep die?
I'm gonna cast it at 2nd level.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
I didn't even think about that option in this battle. Holy moly. All right, so that's 35 points of sleep. That is going to be... 3 of them go down. 3 of them just kind of begin to fall asleep. Your sleep spell takes control of them. Jeez, that was brutal. They're not immune to sleep.
I worked on that.
Oh, actually, 4 of them, because the one that Snooty just hit also goes to sleep. So yeah, you cast your sleep. Is there anything else you want to do, Holly?
No, thank you.
All right, you see Grandarf kind of hobble quickly over to the one that Snooty just beat the crap out of, and just, oh, wonderful, he's taking a nap. And she plunges her knife into it and just cuts it down the middle, cuts it open, holds his chest apart, reaches in, pulls out what looks like a black, still beating heart, and then quickly sews the chest back up. And the main that was on the ground that just got his heart ripped out is like, yeah! As he wakes up from his sleep. But
Holly
seemingly
cheers her on.
And she's, all right, that's 1.
How many do we need?
We need 3.
Oh, perfect.
But more the merrier. Plunder, what would you like to do? At this point, the mains look like they've realized they can't escape, and they look like they're ready to try and fight. Oh, Plunder having some trouble chatting?
I forgot I had it off. Yes, I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
That idea is this.
There's more sleep. Oh, gee.
No, actually, it's not sleep.
Okay.
It is, command.
Okay.
Stop!
And you're just commanding one of the mains to stop?
Yes.
It's a wisdom save?
Uh,
Yes, it is. Okay. He gets a 4.
oh, yeah, he stopped.
That main just stops moving.
What level is he casting it at, though?
The one closest to Granny.
Sure. The man's just like, it's not moving. It's like, oh no! The other 8 mains are gonna go. And one of them is going to rush over toward you, Snooty, and he's going to slap at you with his claws.
That will miss.
My second one is going to rush over at you.
That will hit.
Okay. And 10. And I guess the last two, they're way too scared of Grandarf, and you're the only one in there, so they're still going to go at you.
Both of those miss.
All right, so they all run over and they're like, yeah, and they start slapping you. And it feels like they're just slapping you. Snooty, it's your turn.
Perfect. The one that actually hits me is going to get punched in the face.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Yeah, you punch, you hit.
There's a 6.
All right, you hurt him pretty badly, like really badly. Anything else?
And then another one.
Different main or same main?
Different man. I don't want to kill him.
Okay.
Tonight.
That'll still hit.
Great.
That's their armor class.
Another 7.
All right, so you're just punching mains like, nah! And actually the one on the ground does need to go. He is from the ground, just going to swing at you with disadvantage. So he
and miss.
Penneh, what would you like to do? These mains are getting trashed, and Grandarf is out for blood.
Okay, so since Penneh says that we have to actually capture him alive, she's gonna at least like kind of slip her bow back on her arm and then like kind of rush at one and try to put him to the ground.
Okay, so can you roll me a strength athletics check to do that?
Okay, I want to do the bless thing with that.
Well, they still beat you with the 17. Even with the D4 added, that wouldn't do it, unfortunately.
Oh, dang.
But is there anything else that you wanted to do on your turn?
I don't think there's anything else I can do.
Yeah.
I only got one action. I don't know if what I can use as a bonus action.
Okay. Holly?
Holly's gonna giggle because he really likes to cast his sleep spell, so he's gonna do it again.
Oh, no. So there are only a handful of mains even left, and they all look over and they're like, oh, like they realize what's about to happen.
I'm gonna cast it. It's going.
Someday.
Just give us a sec.
Off your spell sheet.
How does Holly cast their sleep spell?
Oh my god.
He snaps his fingers and he points at them like in a hey.
I just realized that you know he's cast. Some of us is like intermingled with them.
I know. Penneh, how much health do you have?
I'm still at max with 13.
13, and how much health do you have, Snooty?
I have 6.
Oh,
Snooty collapses asleep. And that's 6 of that 42. Holy man, that's the best sleep I've ever seen. That means there's 36 left, and all of the mains that were around Snooty also fall unconscious. So there's only 2 mains that aren't unconscious right now. And Grandarf is like, oh, this is gonna be easy.
I noticed that on my command it should have been 2 because I cast it at level 3. So it should have been 2.
Okay. Well, I guess you cast it at level 2 and you still have a level 3 spell.
Okay.
That's all I think we can do at the moment. It's a little late to go back.
That's fine.
So Holly, if you sleep, there are only 2 mains even left in the fight. Plunder, it's your turn. What would you like?
Guess what time it is?
Oh, I'm sorry. Grandarf guts another main.
The last 2 standing.
Uh-huh.
You know what time it is.
Oh, okay. So here comes the command.
Stop.
Also, command is a level 1 spell, Plunder. So really, it should be 3 targets level 3.
Oh, well, okay.
So
I'll just do it at level 2 then.
Well, oh, sorry, that shouldn't be charisma. It should be wisdom. One of the mains succeeds. He's just like, and he's just backed up against the wall, holding its big.
And the whole time, I'm gonna have my rod of lordly prostrating. I'm gonna be just like hitting my hand with it, like at the door,
just like
smiling evilly.
Silhouette of your big tiefling horns.
Yeah.
In the hallway behind you.
Yeah.
And this main just huddles in the corner, terrified, and that's his action. As I think we come down here, the encounter ends as all of the combatants are otherwise incapacitated. Grandarf guts him. Christ.
And then we'll eat the corpses.
Holly helps, and he also cheers Grandma on.
Go, Grandarf, go!
Can somebody wake me up, please?
Yeah, dude, Grandarf almost guts Deuce. I mean, not Deuce. Almost guts Snooty, and then's like, "Oh, never mind. You're not a man." And,
Somebody please wake me up before someone eats me.
and our adventure, I think, comes to a close. Grandarf being quite satisfied with her demon heart,
That makes good.
and you all make your way back to Grandarf's lovely little cottage, where she makes all of you delicious pies. And as our last little nod off before the adventure ends, Holly, I'd like you to make a sleight of hand and/or animal handling check. All right, you get away with probably 4 of her cats,
Yes,
and our adventure comes to a close.
we will
Thank
rule
you
the
all.
world.
Thank you all for playing my silly adventure. You've all
It
earned
was
one
a
experience.
perfect game for Snooty to arrive in.
You all earned 1 experience and 100 Bartholomew bucks. Congratulations, everybody.
Wow.
Peter, you here, bud?
I am here, as I am sometimes and usually.
Only sometimes. Would any of you like to shop really quick before we jump